hereditary, it is also a destiny. When you have to suffer some kind of things, you choose a parentage such a way that you can inherit those kind of things through parents as a part of hereditary. Take a deep breath, fill up your lungs completely. Every day, try to do this at least 5 to 10 minutes. Observe your breath and fill up your lungs so that the entire day you will be able to breathe abdominal breathing instead of shallow breathing. Rub your hands and place it on your eyes and open your eyes with a beautiful smile on your face. It's ready.
Thank you, Prasanna, for this wonderful and short meditation. Namaste, friends. I'm your host, Deepika here. With divine pranams to our beloved Guruji, Brahmarshi Pitamaha Patriji and Swarnamala Patri ma'am for giving us this platform. This book club Thinking and Destiny is organized by PMC channel, PMC USA channel. So last week, the topics we covered were physical hereditary is destiny, healthy or sickly bodies, unjust persecutions, errors of justice, congenital idiots, the span of life and manner of death. Though the habits and traits like blinking, whining, defective sight, gout, club foot, or soft bone seem to be from parents, but they are expressions of the thoughts of one's previous lives. Even the parentage is selected because of the special properties inherent in the germs of father and mother. Whether the new body is diseased or healthy depends, among other things, upon the abuse or care that was given to the past body, and also the various reasons we learned for each and every disability, deformities, as also how we get the beauty. But ultimately, the lesson we need to learn is to understand that all conditions are the lessons for us to learn, not to repeat those actions, and also to realize the power and value of each of them. Then moving on, the span of life of every human is already determined at the close of his previous life. Within that span, he generates new thoughts. He does or refuses to do the work, makes new destiny, puts up some minor events. The course of his life and salient events are laid out, but he has a choice as to what he will act in details and with what mental attitude. The manner of death is also physical destiny, predetermined at the end of the preceding life, except for suicides. The conditions from which he sought escape will confront him again because they were exteriorization of his own thoughts. So this is in case of suicides. Though the human body has no permanence or existence in itself, the doer takes form, learns what its feelings and desires are, how to refine them, what the feelings of others are, and how to feel with them. By means of this body, the doer learns how to think. This was in brief about last week. Now let us move on to today's topic, money and a few other topics in physical destiny. Let's invite Prasanna ma'am to share more. Prasanna ma'am, please take over. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Deepika, for the short and sweet summary. And today let us go to money, which is like, so we all know money is very important in our life, right? So what is the money? Money, God, and poverty, reversals. Who will born as a thief? Here also there is a no accident. Here again is saying that there is no accident of wealth or inheritance. You may say that, oh, that boy was born in a very rich family and he inherited crores of rupees. He need not work or anything, right? So that is also not a destiny. That is also some thought, some thought went into it, some bondage went into it. So how that it is there, that is what we are going to learn today. The subject of money has the monetary value, deserves a special attention. We know money itself is, the name itself has some monetary value, and we say that, okay, it deserves some attention. So what is this? How we can get it? Or, what makes us to get the money or the lack? The possession, lack of the money or lack is also having a thousands of reasons. It could be, there could be so many interdependencies, or there could be a lot of checks on development, or the choice of associates, or a power. So money associates, people will think money associates with power, opportunity, duty, and most innumerable and predetermined aspects of the life in the world are related to money. That is what we think, and we actually experience so many ways also. Money makes you like, you can make a lot of choices if you have the money. If you have you can predetermine some of the aspects of your life if you have a abundant money like that. Every day, of course, every day, and everybody needs some money. There is no doubt. Indeed, one of the tests of the good government is all the people have. What is the good government? What do you call it as a good government? Whether all the people have an equal opportunity to earn enough money for food, clothes, and shelter. That is one of the measure that you can say whether this government is doing good or not. For doing good or not, you can say whether the government is able to provide. It may be whether they were educated or non-educated, or whatever the skill that they have, they should be able to earn a minimum amount that they would need for their food, clothes, and shelter. So that this should be there for any government. It should be able to provide. So in that case, you can say that the government is doing good. So in that case, that particular country holds good in the good place in the world as well. So that could be the reason, one of the reason why we will say that America is also the land of opportunities, because these people in other countries, suppose we are all came from back in India, so we will hesitate to do some of the tasks if you are educated, or if you are doing that, we ourselves will have a bar of it, right? But here, but every people, not only that the dignity of the labor, but every people will have some opportunity to work. And if the people are hardworking people, there is no way that they will not get a worker. So here everyone will get work. So that kind of thing that he is saying. Okay. So money can bring you the luxury, luxury to display. Money can bring the power over others, and somewhat money can bring the money's sake. So these people, some people want to have the money for the luxury to display. So why we want to have the luxury? We want to have a display for others. That's a luxury to display, and power over the others if we have more money. And some people want money just for the sake of money, because I just want to have like some crores of rupees in my bank, then I'll be happy today. So that kind of things. So but what he is saying is everybody required money. But money may give you the luxury, money may give you the power. But remember, money will not give you the self-respect. Money will not give you love nor life. You cannot buy the life with the money, however you have it. Money cannot give you independence. It cannot give you the ease of knowledge, or it cannot give you the knowledge. So these are the ones which are important in your life: honor, health, self-respect, love, life, independence, ease, and knowledge. These are all the things. Don't you think these are all the important in the important parts of the life? So these things money will not give. All need money for certain needs, but the excess money will not give you all these things. That is what he is saying. True independence of the money will bring, when it will bring a little money that is enough for your needs. A little money, whenever you wanted to have the money that is enough for your needs, then you will have that independent kind. So always you will feel that, okay, whatever I need it, I'm getting it. So you need not worry about the luxuries, or you need not worry about the more money you started earning. So you wanted to change. Suppose you already have a car, the more money you got it. So what should I do it? Can I change it? Can I show the luxury? So once you bought a big car, what will happen? So you wanted to show with your friends and relatives, then show that you have a better car. Similarly, um, people who have the enough, suppose we are all living in the home, comfortable homes. Let us take, we got more money. Okay, the moment you got more money, you wanted to move into the bigger home. So what you need, is it the, if you think of, is it not the house that you are living is not sufficient to your needs? Or definitely it is sufficient to your needs, but why you wanted to go? Because you have a abundant money, you wanted to go for the bigger home. The moment you go for the bigger home, you wanted to show everybody that come to your home, you will show, oh, this is these many rooms are there, this is there. So you observe the people also. So the people who started making that more bigger homes, they wanted to show off because they paid a lot. It is their hard-earned money, and they paid a lot of money, and they just had it. So that is why he is always saying that money is important. Definitely, money is important, but the money, you have to have enough for your needs. If you have the excess money, you will be distracted. You wanted to go for the luxury, you wanted to go with the power over the others. So that can bring you the bad things also into your life, because it is not going to give you the love, or you may lose the real people in your life. It will not give you the knowledge or anything. Money does not enlarge the range of independence. It will not enlarge your independence. The sufficient money is okay, but if you are having excess money, it won't give the range of independence. The nearest approach to independence is, however, the modest to be. How modest you are, that is the independence. Money is one of the smallest requirements in that, how to be the modest. You need money for needs. The less money you want from money god, the more independent that you are. The less money, then only the needs. If you want your money, the more independent, the more money you are actually asking from the money god, you are giving your, means you have to, money god definitely will give you the money when you worship it. That's what he is saying. It is a powerful spirit. It's created and kept alive, because it is given a power like other gods, even the money god. Worshipper of the doer portions of the human bodies, right? So whenever you are worshipping, so it loves you because you are worshipping the money, so it loves you and it will come to you. Under this great earth god, a little money god, the great earth god and little money gods. That's what he's saying. The earth god is the great and the little is the money god. Special deities, because each one has that special deities. So similarly, the money god is also having the special deities. Suppose if you are keeping the heart in your heart always money, 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 then it will be nourished by the worshipper, because you are always thinking about the money. So it will pass. It will pass that enough money for you. But the one thing is, once you got the money, but what will happen? You will not be saving. You will be earning, and then you wanted to move to your attention to something else. Once you got the money, you wanted to have some power. You wanted to enter into politics. You wanted to have some power. You wanted to do something so that with that money you will get power. So your whatever. So your focus is shifting from money to your other things. So whenever it is shifting, the money god is very jealous. That's what it's saying. Whenever your attention is shifting from money to the other thing, it is so jealous. Then it may bring you down also. It may keep you in the financial disaster also. But remember that whenever you got the money god will not or cannot give you the health. It cannot give you the comfort. It cannot give you the esteem. It cannot give you the love. It cannot give you the cheer. You may say that why cannot money cannot give the comfort? If I have money, I can buy a very good bed, a very comfortable bed, and I can sleep on. Why it is not comfortable? Yes, you can buy a comfortable bed, but you cannot buy a sleep. Remember, whether you just because you have a luxury bed, you can. There's no guarantee that you will get a sleep and you will sleep on peacefully. So you cannot get that peace. You cannot get the love. You cannot get cheer, hope. Nor it cannot protect. Nor it will protect you till the end. So destiny is always held back. So whenever you are actually doing this money god, you always remember to worship that to however your wealth permits, however your needs permits. Just hold on to that heart. So what will happen once you got that money? You will get the voluptuousness, or you will get the drunkenness, your ambition. These things. So other things, whenever it comes to your heart, then money god will feel jealous and it revenges itself. and you may go for the loss of the money, but loss of the things, or you may be suddenly may go into the poverty or anything. So there is a loss of shares or something, right? So these are the things. So you need to always balance it out in the life, that don't go not without leaving all these love, whatever the properties that I told, right? Love, self-esteem, cheer, hope, health. Don't leave your health, don't leave your self-esteem, Lord. Don't leave your loved ones, and don't leave your hope for the life. All these things, leaving all these things, don't run after the money. You are seeing, we are in such a society that we are seeing the people who are just running after the money. For anything else is very little for them. So then they are just running after the money. So those kind of people, that's what you're saying. Always have the how much ever that you need, only until that you should have it. There are some people who may born with a poverty, who feels that home is, because of his poverty, you are not able to do anything. But those people have to think of the money, and how will have, because they choose that kind of life because of the various things that they have done in the previous thing. They choose it because they were born with that. Because suppose if you have a lot of money and you don't care about that money, you didn't put proper use of that money, you wasted on unnecessary things, you used that money for all the illegal things, then what will happen? Then you have to strive for that money, you have to work hard to earn that money. So then you will take the birth in a family in such a way that you have to, for even to meet your errands, you have to have a lot of work, you need to do the lot of work. That kind of families you will be born, and you have to strive for that money. That kind of things may be appearing. That is why I always say that we in this society, whoever that we are listening in this book, or we are able to do that, we are all so fortunate that we are not actually going after we need not go after the money for our errands. Whatever the job that you have, just happily do it. Or even if you don't have whatever your family is getting that income, you are so cool and you are very comfortable. Then why you got that comfortable life? Because so that you can able to spend the other time to know yourself, who you are, what is your purpose. You can fulfill your purpose. You don't want to waste, or you don't want to work hard just to meet food, shelter, and the home, other necessary things. So that is why we are all born in a comfortable. If you are born in a poverty, then anyway you need to work hard, he is saying. So, but when you are comfortable position, just try to spend some time on knowing the purpose. In the first chapter itself, he told everybody has a purpose of life. Try to meditate and try to know your purpose of the life and fulfill your purpose of the life in this lifetime itself. Then only you will be able to understand that things. Okay. Who suddenly suffers and reverses the fortune, maybe one who in the past has deprived of the others of their property. Suppose suddenly some people will born, but suddenly they will be going down, and they will be deprived of the money, and they are actually suffering with the property because they have done the same thing in some other life. They have neglected they just use it as somebody else's property and neglected. In this lifetime also the same thing, where they will born as a rich. It is not that they will born with the money, but suddenly that loss they have to experience because because he or she made that loss in some other lifetime to somebody. So that is why in this lifetime somebody else will make that, so that you will experience that how that pain is there. So you need to learn from that particular pain. You need to learn from that particular suffering and loss of prosperity. It bring you an experience. So from that experience you sympathize, and you learn that experience, and you just move on. Don't blame the others, because he has done whatever your karmic bondage, whatever it is there, whatever you have written your destiny, that is only has done what he has done it. So don't blame him. You just learn from present life. The possession of the wealth is the result of work or worship, that is in the present or in the past life. maybe in the past life you worked hard, you did not get enough money. You throughout your life you worked hard. You may feel that, okay, I worked hard and so many people are getting easy money, and but every minute I have to work hard. Some of the people will say, oh, I don't have any good luck, I have to work hard, then only I'll get the thing. So if you feel that you didn't get enough thing, so that will also be there, and you will get the worship of that particular bondage or things will come to the coming life also. So because you think of money and you think that you didn't get enough money for your work that you are doing, right? So that also will be materialized in the coming lives also. The little thought that does not carefully direct so the unskilled worker, right? The unskilled worker, he has to work a lot because he is not thinking a lot. He's actually satisfying. Some of the people, if you talk, right? I used to talk wherever I go. I used to talk from how many days you are working. Why are you still in this kind of thing? So whenever you say that, they say, okay, I know only this much, so I'm working here since last 10 years or since last 15 years, they'll say. So here the thought is, they do not have the thought that they can improve their skill. Once if you think that you can improve your skill, you can always improve and go better places. But you are not making a thought. You are not making a thought process to yourself that you have that capacity. You are not believing in yourself that you have that capacity, that you can do it. So they are not doing it. So they are doing some unskilled worker, some one skill or two skills or unskilled things they are doing. So obviously they will be paid low. The skilled workers will always be earn more. The thing is, the skill, they learn it with the intention that if I learn the skill, I will be able to earn money. I will be able to get the better job. So you are giving that kind of thoughts. So your thoughts only are getting realized. So that's what he is saying. The wider the fields you sought, where the money, the greater opportunities. The wider your knowledge, the greater the opportunities you will be getting it. The chief object of one's life has to sacrifice the other interest up to the worship of the money god. So here, whenever you are worshipping the money god, you may worship whatever you need it or whatever you want it, you may, but don't pull down, don't pull down the other things and try to grab. If you try to grab, that will have an effect. But if you still may have that, I wanted to build a great home and I wanted to have in a luxury car, all that is good. But that earning part should be the righteous part. The righteous way of, if you earn the money the righteous way, then you are able to succeed, and that money will be there with it. So whenever you are actually doing it righteous, and so if you deserve that this lifetime, you deserve to have the money, and you are manifesting that, suddenly some bondholders, some contractors, or some government builders will come. So everything will fall in place. Some franchise owners will come and ask, okay, can you take that kind of thing? So everything will fall in place. If that is your desire, whenever you are manifesting that kind of desire, like I wanted to earn money, so everything will fall in place. The universe will also work for your goals. So you will automatically able to get that money. So only thing is, whenever you wanted to earn it, then always think that you wanted to earn the money righteously. Do not think that I should get just like that without working hard or anything. Suppose if you are really deserve it, even if you are working a little hard also, if you are towards that also, then you may be manifesting a lot of money and you are able to do it. But only thing is, once you are able to get that money, you may enjoy fully the physical things which money can provide. But the thing is, how carefully you are using for your true needs. That is the important. Whenever the money comes, how carefully you are using for your true needs, how you are able to share your things with others. That is also important. Money you may be earning it very righteously, but it doesn't mean that because the God is giving the universe is giving you a very good money, it doesn't mean that you have to waste your money, or you have to just use unnecessary things and use the luxury things, and so that it is a mad chase. That's what we say. It becomes a mad chase. There is no way that you can say that I had enough. Because if you have one car, if you have a Honda car, you want to have a bench car. If you have a bench car, you want to have some other car. If you have that, then you want to have Ferrari or something different. So there's no limit. So at one point you have to satisfy. By need is to travel from particular place to particular place daily without any disturbance. So for that, what you need it. So that kind of need-based things you can buy, then you are able to satisfy. Then there will be a contentment in your life. If it is not a need-based, then there is no contentment. There is no end for our wish list. Wish list keep on grow. Once you reach the point, you set again the goal to the next point. So this will keep on going. Money is open up the money will also open up the sources for the misery of the money worshipper. Whoever is opening the worship, because it starts. So the more you start earning, okay, now I'm getting. Do I need to pay this much tax? What should I do it? How can I escape from the taxes? All this is a misery. Suppose whatever that for your needs, if you are getting it, you don't have all these worries. The more money you get, the more worries you are getting. Money, the love of the money might draw you to born into the rich family, but money is not. But money is now the curse. If you are not deserved and you are actually worshipping, that money may draw you to a rich family in coming things, but sometimes that money itself may become the curse to you, and because of that money, you may be getting so many difficulties. We are seeing all these things. Whatever he told, we are seeing all these kinds of people around us, even within us. Okay, so all these things. So many of us feel, oh, when we used to earn that much, we used to live very happily. Just come every month, our needs are getting satisfied. Okay, next month salary will come, and we are so happy. We don't think so much. Now we are getting this much, but still we are not happy. How many of us are there thinking like that? Definitely, many of us will be thinking that, because our needs went to the wants. From need to want we are going. So always remember, whenever you wanted to have something, think in your mind, is it a need or is it a want? If it is a need, definitely you have to go for it. There's no question. So that need also depends on the person to person. So some person a need can be maybe some other person's want. So it all depends. So you have to you have to think of yourself. The lot of successful and grocers, necessaries, sellers, and adulterated food, and schemers and promoters and floaters of the financial bubbles is what will happen. What will happen for all these people? So these are all the people that are around us, right? So these sellers, adulterated food, and schemers, scammers, promoters, and floaters. These people, what will happen? They are saying that they will become the born thieves or robbers in coming life. In coming life, they will be born as, because they wanted to have that kind of thing, right? So they may be born as a thieves or robbers. Persons who individually are as a members of privileged classes can obtain the force of corruption, special privileges to the injury of others, are legalized robbers. So if you are corrupted, then you may be the injury or corrupting or injury of others are a legalized robber. These characters are may becomes again thieves or obsessors. Okay, find the true expressions later when they were externalized. They will get able to externalize, because their thoughts are still there. They are actually going after that money kind of things. Those they may be born as rogues. They may be born as injustice people. So all these people, and some people will say, oh, there's no justice in the life. So I'm doing so much, I'm not getting it. So what are those people? He is explaining in the previous people, in the previous life, if you do injustice for others, if you have not given any proper thing to the others, and you do a lot of cheating for the others, then in this lifetime, nobody will do. Even though you are right away, you need to get it also, you may not get it. Injustice will happen to you, because that is what you have done in the past lives. So do you understand? Like what goes comes back. There's no doubt. Whatever that you are giving, if you are giving a good, it comes back the good. Whatever you are giving, you are cheating others, or you're doing anything bad, that also comes back. Remember, this is the basic principle. So whatever, and it comes back in a harder way. If you are not learning a lesson, it will comes back in the very harder way. That's what the character of a thief. The character eventually becomes external. So the character is a born thief. He will be, so next there is a chance that born thief, whenever you are actually suffering the others with the money thing. The misuse of money brings poverty. If you are misusing the money, it brings you the poverty. The right use of the money brings you independence and honest wealth. If you are using, because the universe has given a lot of money, put that money for the right causes, put that money for the right use, then that will give you an independence, that will give you the honest wealth, so that it will increase the wealth, because you are actually using it for a good causes. It will increase your wealth. Money properly procured gives the physical conditions for comfort, enjoyment, and work for self and others. They will work for others, they will work for you very comfortably, because you earn that money very righteously. One who born in the wealthy families, one who inherited the properties, you think that this money is accident? No, because they also have done a lot of good work, lot of things. So because of that, they were born in a wealthy families, and he or she has inherited lot of wealth. So wealth is not an accident. Wealth which is inherited by the birth is also not an accident. That is what is all about money. Is it clear? Any questions on the money? I'm just giving a pause for a couple of minutes. Deepika, is it clear?
Yes, Prasanna, it is.
Okay.
Righteous way of earning is most important.
Important. And the spending for the needs is important, not for luxuries.
I think Ramakrishna sir wants to ask something.
Yes, madam. I just want to connect Artha, Kama, Moksha. So the point that you brought out is very well taken. You have to distinguish between the need and the want.
Yeah.
Want.
And Kamam, yes, you have a desire to fulfill, but then go by dharma. Artha,
Yes.
Kama, both can still be followed, but follow the dharma. I think that's exactly what you brought out. So it is from our Vedas or Upanishads. Artha, Kama, Moksha. These are to be combined with dharma.
Dharma, yes.
As long as you follow dharma, things will fall in line.
Yes.
Yes, madam. That's all. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Then we will come into the group destiny. What is this group destiny? So group destiny is like a group of people falling into the destiny, right? In one of the things, rise or fall of a nation, the facts of history, agents of law, religions as a group history, and why persons are born into a particular religion. So these are the topics which are coming into the thing. Group destiny is the destiny that affect a group of people. If you say the recent past incident, our 9/11 incident, right? 9/11, it's a group destiny, we can say that. Those who are not destined there, for some reason, they did not go to the office that day, or those persons who were supposed to go to that day flight, they canceled, or some other things have happened. So many things were happened. If you are not destined in that group, you will not go. If it is there, if you are destined only, then only all those people will come into the one particular place, so that the destiny will get affected to them. So we have listened so many stories after the 9/11, what happened. I have to be there. I'm not supposed to be there that day, but still I went to that office. I don't know why. He went and he got died or something. So we have seen both the cases, right? So these are all the things, group destiny, that affects their thoughts, because all of their thoughts or all of their bondage is falling in the same thing. That is why they just came into the one thing. They must have that ancestry or traditions or the honors, or certain connections, the cultural connections or the social connections or the karmic bondage connections are there. That is why they all come into the one particular place, and they will have face that group destiny. Even though you are supposed to be there, if you are not destined, you will be pulled out of it. For some reason, you will be pulled out of it. In some families, what he is saying is, in some of the families, because of this group destiny or because of the destiny, right, some people want to born again and again and again to the same family. So some of the people, until they learn some of the lessons, they will be born in the same family for the several lives. Always the soul, when it is trying to take the birth, it always wants to take the birth in between that known families or known people only. Only in a place when it wants to go out is, suppose if it understood, it went to a matured soul, a soul went to a bit of matured soul, and it understood that I have to experience these kind of karmic bondage in my life, and I have to get rid of, I have to, these debits I have to get rid of from my thing, then he will choose accordingly that particular family. Otherwise, he may wanted to born and again and this family. So in previously that they are saying that they have the very much bondage of their, as I told you, the money god, bondage of their properties, their lands, their whatever that they think, right? So that soul is always pulling back to that physical destiny and born again in order to experience, or in order to fulfill his desire to use that money or to use that property to have in that family. So formally, that's for land ownership or entitlements. These are the people who always wants to have, because those are not the matured souls. They don't want to learn other things. They wanted to. So at some stage, everybody will be like that. And after you got, once that triggered, right? Once you got to understand what is the purpose of the life, why I'm coming and going, what is happening here? In that case, then you wanted to remove all your karmic bondages. Then you may choose the different family. Until then, you may wanted to born again. If you are comfortable, you wanted to born again and again in the same families. Person shares the group destiny because their thoughts are same. They have something in common. So some common conditions are there. Then they may be speaking in the same language, or they were from the same family people in the past lives or something. They have some kind, they have lived in the same kind of neighborhood, or customs or pleasures, that they share the same thing, and they have some common interest or a common agony that they need to face in. Those people will face this group destiny. It is the miraculous exceptions that the general fate, when many brought together to make suffer, when there is a fate is not there, a shipwreck or a burning theater or a collapsing building or a flood or a religious or a political raids, like persecutions, these things, people who are not destined, they will get out of it. People who are destined only, they will be there in these big accidents, and they'll made to suffer. Similarly, people born into one particular nation or a race, because their thoughts or disposition of the character made by them draw them there. All the people, why this particular country people only has to suffer? We always think, why that country people has to be suffer? Because they are saying that all such a kind of souls are drawn there. It is not that only the people who are born in that are suffering. The people with the same thoughts or same destinies that they need to face are drawn in that particular country, and they are suffering because of the group destiny that they have it. Okay. If you are not actually, because all of their thoughts are exteriorized with the common time, condition, and place. These are the three things, right? Common time, condition, and place. These are the three things should happen in order to have the group destiny. However, if you're born in a race, or one particular race, suppose if you want to have some special kind of training and get benefited out of it, then you may choose to born in particular race, particular kind of family. Suppose you are interested in some music, so then you may be born in that kind of family, so that who can encourage you. Suppose you're born in a normal family who doesn't know anything about Sarigamapa music, then they may not be able to encourage you when you want to perceive. So you may be. Similarly here also, if the group destiny is that you have to suffer, then those people may go into the hostile nations, and they may have unlawful nations, and they may suffer the disasters and all the things. The same thing is true to doers who can participate in the period of achievement, refinement, and splendor. Same thing goes with the other case also. Suppose you are achieving, you are splendid, you are doing a great job. So this kind of people are also having the same kind of thoughts. Not only people who are having suffering, same kind of people who wanted to work on something. I wanted to work on a space rocket this lifetime. I couldn't study, I couldn't do it. So that kind of people who wanted to travel in the space, explore all the things, right? Those kind of people, those thoughts will all comes into the one place, and they may be going and they may be working together. That's how all the people will. It's not it is not their accident or anything. It is their destiny that they wanted to have it. So they wanted to enjoy whatever the profession that they wanted to have it. The rise of the fall of the nation is due to the particular thought, which becomes the national thought. National thought. Suppose all the country people are thinking alike, then that will become a national thought. If all the people in the country, if there are not enough people to support the thought, that nation thought will not be sustained. The nation will not be sustained. If for any thought for the nation to sustain also, there should be enough people who can generate the same thought, who can develop on the thought. Suppose I wanted to have that my country should be like, illiterate free. All should be literate. But there should not be any illiterate people. When Kerala has taken up that particular motto, then everybody worked, the government and everybody worked towards it, and they achieved a high success. If you are not keeping enough number of people have that particular kind of motto, then the nation or the state policy or the state thing will not sustain. So for anything to sustain, you should have the enough number of people with that kind of thoughts. Suppose here he is giving some examples. Maybe I'm not taking, because I was not, I'm very poor at history. I cannot say the Egyptians, the ancient Greeks, the evidence. Suppose forget about these things. Suppose I'm just giving you all the things, right? Or Kadaregians or somebody. So this, what I understood is these are all the people, when I Googled it, these are all the things who were very good at one point, but later they disappeared because there were not enough people to support the thoughts. Suppose let us take our Gupta dynasty or Mughal dynasty or our Chola dynasty. So these are the big dynasties. There are a lot of things, but now they got vanished. Nothing is there. Why? Because that particular, only they sustained for it, even though they were suffered with the invaders and they just gone bad, because there were not enough people to support that particular dynasty that we want to be together. That kind of people, enough people were not there. Enough people who are thinking of the same thing were not there. That is why it got disappeared. Those dynasties were no more now. So similarly, any thought, if the nation thought it should become, there should be people who are actually thinking a lot, thinking in the same direction of that, then only that thought will become the nation thought. That's what he is saying. So similarly, he gave some of the examples in the how some of the people was influenced politically very well in their period, because in their monarchy, the republic or a monarchy, how they were actually did. He gave some names here. I'll tell you. So completely, whenever you are associated with the triune self and watching the world, so when so many people are associating with you, with their triune self, with the same thoughts, then that particular nation can go well, because you are actually trying to have the triune self. Once you are associated with the triune self, means you are the knower portion. Once you are the knower portion, means you will not do the selfish needs. You will see that nation needs. Nation should grow. As a nation, you should grow, that kind of thing. So the more number of people that you find in a nation, that kind of nation will grow. Men should give the, when in such a position, men will give the importance to the nation thoughts instead of the selfish ends. When it comes to the selfish end and the public need, so then if you can give the importance to the public need, that kind of nations will go flourish well. That's because there are so many number of people who are thinking of the nation's wealthy or nation's things. Okay. So there are the public officials in the monarchies and obliges and democracies and the bad. If there are some bad, they are the representatives. If the people are bad, and even if the people are not supporting, so let us take right now whatever that is happening to Ukraine or anything, right? Russia. So those are the people who have that kind of thought. There is a single people who generated that thought, but there are people who are supporting, and there are not enough people who are not actually giving the thoughts. Or they may, in their destiny, they may they're destined to suffer in that kind of situations. Then the nations may fall down. That's what he is explained. The corrupt officials hold the offices. When the nation has to fall down, the corrupt officials may hold the offices, and the cruel bans might be there in that countries, and so the nation, eventually the nation might fall down. When the thoughts of the people demand a change for a better man, usually appears fight for it, but usually they forsake him when the actions when his actions need their support. But anything, one person, the Gandhi, if you take, when he wanted to have an independence, he started with one of the thing like non-violence and all the things, right? So there are people, if there is no people who supported him, his thought might not have started. He had a great thought, but there are enough people at that point in time who supported him, the non-violence, and who participated in that freedom movement, because so many people want to have that freedom. So the nation got flourished, and we got the freedom. That's what it is. That's what he's explaining it with the examples, right? There is also the glorification of the history. Any history, if you take, there will be a person who wanted to have, and also similarly, what he is saying is there are people who born for that only, who born to like a Napoleon. All these people he is giving an example. Right? They want to make that nation great. They want to work for the nation. So seemingly, all other factors are, all other things are unimportant for them. They work for the nation. They work for the group destiny. So because they will make others, they will influence the others to make that group destiny to happen in a proper way. In that way, they are able to do it. So the English spirit, he is saying that Lord Palmerston kept him in his office and produced during his long rule results obtained the British through him. So in the British, he is the one, actually when I read it, he is the one who has bring some great policies when he became as a powerful man in that case. So these people who born for a purpose, they will be keeping under the powerful position, so that they can influence and they can make some policy decisions, like what we have in the visible eyes, whatever the government that we are seeing, right? So what he is saying is there is an invisible, whatever the things that we cannot see, the mortalized we cannot see, that there also we have some government. Those people will inspire the people over here. Those spirits, or I told you the higher elements, right? So those elemental beings will inspire the people over here in the earth, and they will make through these people, through this, some of the people who born with that kind of purpose, they make the world as a better place or the worst place, depends on what is the destined kind of thing. So Italian thoughts, yeah, there is he has given one administration. That's a Napoleon. Napoleon initially he wanted to give. He showed that one country as a model government kind of thing, and he wanted to show the other countries to form those governments independently, but they have depended on the Napoleon. Then finally, he has actually Napoleon conquered all the six. Initially, he don't want to have. That is what he is saying. Similarly, Washington is also a true leader who is the founder of the new nation. He found the new nation, and his purpose is that's why he came. Lincoln, he has preserved the Union. He came for that particular purpose. So Napoleon's mission is Europe was to remove the old ghosts and dynasties which had kept Europe in a turmoil. So that is his goal. He wanted to remove that old ghosts and dynasties and bloodshed and survived in the centuries. Then he has given countries an opportunity for the government by the people as a whole. And he failed because the French people though they said they wanted to have a liberty, equality, and fraternity, were quite willing to let Napoleon create a new dynasty. They don't want to create themselves, so they let Napoleon create the new dynasty. So that's where even now even in many of the Vedas and many of the things, whenever we read, we got an independence. We got a freedom movement, and we got an independence like 70-75 years back in India. But are we really became an independent? Are we come out of that mindset? Are our minds were really we had a freedom? If we had a freedom, why we are actually not reading, or why we are actually not learning our own scriptures? All these things, whatever the things that we are learning 100 years back, whatever that Percival has written, we in India we had few thousands of years back. Why we are not actually learning it? Did we really get that freedom? So if you think of that way, then you will be able to. So the freedom, because even though the same thing here is saying, right? So some of the people will has to come. They born for that kind of thing. Like Patri sir came and actually spreading this meditation and spreading the inculcating the habit of reading books and going back and learning all the things and knowing what is the purpose of your life. All these things, they were all born to be like he is saying that Washington has purpose or somebody else. Similarly, we also have some purpose. It is not that we just came, eat, drink, and have some kids and study and then go. This is not the things. This is all mundane things that we are doing. Everybody is doing, but we have some special purpose. Like Washington have special purpose. Like Patri sir have some special purpose. We also born with some special purpose. So this is our duty. This is our responsibility to learn what is that special purpose and go after it. No, it is not that if you are getting a abundant money, it is not that enjoyment is not that use it for your need, but you know your purpose. Okay. Similarly, the religions also, you are born in a particular religion because you wanted to learn things in that particular religion. That is why you born. You have to learn thoughts that it is inculcating. That religion is giving you some thoughts, inculcate. Everybody has to learn everything. So you born in this particular religion to exteriorize or to learn some of the things from that religion. So you choose to born in that religion. The theosophy, right? The theosophy rule in the previous cases. There is a rule. Theosophy rule is also there because theosophy rule is ruled by the priests. But the priests, when they were given that, instead of actually giving the right people, they started making the rules whatever that they like it, right? Then that rule was gone. That's why anything that once you stick, if you are using on the name of the god, they started giving so many rules to the common people, to the public people. Then that rule was gone. That is the reason once upon a time. So whatever that, if you say some like Brahmin, I'm not again saying that, not the caste, some the one who know that Brahman, if he says something, then you all feel like, okay, it is true and we have to follow kind of thing. Even now we go for any kind of muhurtam and then go to it. That knowing Brahman gone and we just ended up with the caste Brahmin only. But what they are starting doing it, they started using the public weakness as to their self-interest. Once they started using the public interest as their self-interest, they started losing their sanctity. They started losing their brahmatvam in them, right? So that's what is happening here also. If you are in that religion, learn that religion. He's saying that once upon a time the priests have that kind of ruling thing, but they used it for their own thing. They without any morals. Then that dynasty was gone. So the group destiny, so because so many people has misused it, that destiny is also gone. For every people, whoever wants to do that, spiritual guides will be there. That's what he is again explaining, that spiritual guides will be there. In each religion will teach you how you can actually contact with. So the Christianity may say that the new age spirituality will say, go and connect with your higher self. Then higher self will guide you. That is nothing but a spirit, right? So the Hindu things may say that you have your Paramatma outside, go and connect to that Paramatma. Everything is the same. It is only thing, each religion you are learning in a different way, and in order to exteriorize your thoughts, you have to make sure you have to learn those thoughts, and you have to exteriorize it, because you were not born in that particular religion just by chance. You born in that by birth. You wanted to learn some of the things that in that particular religion. That is the reason you're born in it. Everyone who persecutes others and seek the supremacy over the other doctrines, because just because you born in this one, if you feel that you are supreme, you are greater than other things, then you may have to, and you torture the other people, then you may have to go and take the birth of the other religion. The same thing you may have to undergo. So you maybe have to born in that religion, and you may have to undergo the same kind of injustice, same kind of torture you have to undergo. That's what he's saying. So no religion here it is the great over the other. Each religion has its own. Each god has a jealous power. Remember, if you are actually feeling that each god has a jealous power, and they may be using that kind of power also. So if you feel that you are so great and you are killing the other religions, you have to have that destiny. So each religion, he is saying that it has its own things to learn. You have to, all this is, you have to learn some things from that religion in that lifetime. The majority adherents of any religion remain together and experience the group destiny, because those who are actually in the same religion, they'll try to be together. They because they have same kind of devotion, sincerity, or honesty whenever you are following. Then you may want it to be in the same, and then you may want it to grow in that particular and have some your group destiny followed in that religion itself. This is what is the group destiny and money that we learned today. I'll stop here. We completed section 5 in 4 and 5 today in the physical destiny.
Wonderful, wonderful, Prasanna. Thank you so much.
Here. Yeah.
Dear friends, anyone, if you want to share your thoughts, you can raise your hands or you can unmute yourself.